got to know each other a little bit. So
Oh,
it
did
was
you?
cool.
Well, good. Yeah, if I'm never showing up, which typically isn't the case, but it happens on occasion. Usually you'll see a post from me on Facebook about an hour or so before the meeting. So if you don't see me posting an hour before the meeting saying that we're going to be having it, then something may have come up, or who knows. Showing up, which typically isn't the case, but it happens on occasion. Bear with me for a second. I need to close this out. About an hour or so before the meeting. So if you don't see me posting an hour before the meeting saying that we're going to be having it, then all right. Cool. We got 12 participants today. Thanks for joining, guys. All right, so let's get started. Today, I told you I was going to talk about being prepared for success in this business, as well as some little tips and tricks of the trade that I've learned over time to help you save time and to build rapport with your clients. And before I get started in all that, I just want to welcome our new members. We're adding new people every day, and it's exciting to see our network grow. Ultimately, Signature Signings is, I wouldn't say ultimately, we are a nationwide signing service, but ultimately the goal is to build a network of qualified signing agents. And if you're not where you need to be, that's what these Zoom trainings are about, to help you gain the knowledge and the experience through role modeling, which is
okay, babe.
Hello, Sophia. Could you mind muting your screen for me? And anybody else that hasn't muted themselves, welcome. This group's really about creating a network of notaries, qualified notaries that know what they're doing, so that we can help represent each other with our clients' signing opportunities that they may have, whether it's in their local area or outside of your local area where you can't perform the signing, or maybe you're already booked and you want to be able to be all things to your clients. I hate telling my clients no. And so nothing makes me feel better knowing that I was able to share an opportunity that I couldn't do for my client, whether it would be local or out of the area, with other qualified signing agents in our network. And so ultimately, if I'm doing that, you're doing that, and everybody else in our network is sharing the opportunities that we can't do on our own, then you're able to show your clients that you're something bigger than just yourself, and you're going to be willing to get the job done, which means they're going to call you every single time for any opportunity they have, knowing that even if you can't do it, you know somebody that can, and they know what the heck they're doing. So that's really the whole mindset behind Signature Signings, is to network and actually create and share opportunity with each other. But in order for us to do that, we have to prove to each other and to our clients that we're knowledgeable and we're experienced, and we have all the tools and the experience behind us to showcase what a great network we are of qualified signing agents. So if you haven't taken our vetting quiz, we want you to prove to us that you do have the experience and the knowledge. You're going to go to signaturesignings.com and you're going to select the drop-down menu. And let me see if I can share my screen here, and I'll kind of walk you guys through that really quick while we're here. Bear with me for a second. I need to bring that up. Where is? I'm going to log in to signaturesignings.com. Sorry, wasn't really prepared to do that, but all right. I'll show you guys what it looks like here. Share screen. There it is. All right. So this is signaturesignings.com home screen here. If you just log in as www.signaturesignings.com, this is what you're going to get. This is how we promote ourselves to gain quality signing opportunities, as well as to vet our signing agents and allow our clients to create online
my bed, a little dinner, and just
that they
take mom
can
out to eat.
place their
Tell her we
orders.
don't show up and surprise her.
Hey guys, make sure you're muted, please, for me. All right, so you're just gonna go over here to the select from the drop down menu on our home screen, asking how can we help you today? And anybody in the country can go all log on here, actually in the world, obviously. And now with RON signings, remote online notarization signings, we can perform signings anywhere in the world, which is pretty exciting. Option one's for anybody that's looking for a notary, whatever it may be. They're gonna come on here, they're gonna let us know what their need is, and depending on wherever that signing opportunity is, we're going to send that out to one of our qualified signing agents within our network, whether it be Florida, Idaho, Wisconsin, who knows? It can happen. I've actually gotten a couple signings through our website for India, and I think another one was somewhere in the Ukraine. Maybe it was Romania, if I recall. I knew it was somewhere out there. Number two is pretty much what I was just talking about. If you need remote online notary services. Number three would be if you're a title escrow officer, lender, attorney, you want to create an online account to place your orders through signaturescience.com. These are the people that are really our centers of influence. They're the people there that are giving us these opportunities. So they can create their own online accounts and place their orders through us, and then we can send those opportunities out to you guys. One of the cool things that Signature Signings does as well is we allow you to create accounts for your direct clients. And we label your account as you being the owner of the account. So when that happens once a month, we run a report, and any signing opportunities that your clients have placed through our system for us to delegate out to our network, we pay you $20 for each signing opportunity that your direct client places through our system that you are unable to perform. Obviously, they would reach out to you first, and you can place the order in the system for them, or we can give them their own login. And again, it's linked to your name. So any signings that they need to send out across the nation to our network, you'll get compensated for, which is pretty cool because now you technically own your own nationwide signing service, and Signature Science is merely facilitating that for you. And we share in the profit, and we compensate you for those opportunities. And that's what helps feed all of us and keeps us nice and tight as a cohesive group. Another thing that Signature Science does is we work with some legal professionals that can prepare documents for our clients. And last but not least, when this one's geared towards all of you, is option 5. Whether you are a notary or aspiring to be one, you can select option 5 and submit it to us. And it's going to lead you to a place where you can log in if you haven't already created your own account and take our vetting quiz. So I haven't logged in yet, but once I did, it would allow me to take the quiz. So I welcome and invite any and all of you that haven't had a chance to do this yet to please log in, take our quick little vetting quiz. I believe it's like 27 questions. You've got 15 minutes to take it and pass it. I would highly, highly recommend that you make sure you do it when you're not going to have a distraction, because you only get one shot. I'm not going to make any exceptions about that right now. You've got 15 minutes. Otherwise, you could do your research. I'm really just looking for qualified signing agents right now that are vetted. In the future, I will be opening that test back up for anybody that's failed it. But right now, you get one shot at it, and that's it. But continue to stay into our Zoom trainings, because I'm working on some other things in the background, including a training course. So if you do fail the test, then I would invite you to take the training course that I'm working on creating right now, and then we can get you certified that way. Okay. So there's signaturescience.com for you. All right. We talked about being prepared. And so I brought my little notary bag here with me, which I carry with me. I keep it locked in my trunk at all times, as you should. And when I open it up, obviously, I've got my notary journal. Everyone should have one of these, unless you're in a state where they allow you to do it electronically, which I wish California was one of those, because I hate these things. But I don't have that. We don't do that yet.
Mike, Mike,
Thing, not so much,
Mike,
right now, but it's
Mike.
still important to keep. is-
Mike, did you want us to see that? Because we're still seeing the betting.
Oh, are you? Oh, thank you so much for speaking up. Let me stop sharing my screen. I can see myself on my screen, and so I think you guys see it too. So thank you for that. All right, can you guys see me now?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, so as I said, notary journal. I always keep my right of rescission calendar here. Okay. And you know what? Just let me show you. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen again on signaturescience.com. I am going to log in because I want to show you what we have on there that I think would help you guys out as well. I just need to log into it really quick. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, bear with it for a second while it logs me in. Email verification, this will be different on your personal. That's correct. Email's correct. Remind me later. All right. So once you create your free account on signaturesendings.com, you're going to be taken to this page. It's the members area. And in the members area, I've got tons of amazing resources, supplies, links to all kinds of amazing things. You can take the vetting quiz here if you missed the link after you create your own opportunity. You can get into our membership where you can become a preferred signing agent with Signature Signings or a partner signing agent with Signature Signings. I'm not going to go into all that right now, but you guys can go here and read up on it. This accesses different events that we have on occasion. And what I was wanting to get to is the resources page here. The resources page here gives you all kinds of great links and things that you need to keep, that you can keep with you. So I was talking about the rescission calendar that I keep with me. If you don't have an updated 2023 rescission calendar, I've got it right here for you guys. You can click on it right here and print it off your computer, and boom, you're good to go. This is an important tool to have, especially during a refinance boom. Once interest rates take a drop from where they're at right now, we will experience that again, and business is going to get crazy. And that's where we make all kinds of money and have all kinds of fun. Refinances are super simple, only because typically the client, obviously they've been through the process before. They've signed loan documents before. All they're doing is renegotiating the terms of their contract. So as long as they see the numbers are good, and a lot of times they'll be doing cash out refinances, they're getting money out of it. They're not really too concerned with all the little details that maybe a new homeowner would be concerned about. So a new home buyer. So that's kind of fun to get that refinance business, because you can just get in and out in no time at all. Literally, I've done refinance loan transactions in 20 minutes or less and walked out the door knowing that I made $200. So that's pretty awesome. Some of the other resources we have, I got a signing prep sheet. We've got some acknowledgements. So you want to keep blank acknowledgements and jurats in your bag with you. And you can, I have California ones here. You can go to each Secretary of State's page and download your specific state's, notary handbook right here. As well as, I believe I have links in here for, I haven't put all the links in here for the different acknowledgements and jurats, but yes, just go to your Secretary of State's page and you can download each state specific acknowledgement or jurat from there. Don't buy them. When you guys sign up with the National Notary Association, which most of you will or have or will do in the future, they try to sell that stuff to you. do not pay for that stuff. It's ridiculous. You could just download it online. California has a very specific state one. Some of your states may just use a very generic acknowledgement or jurat, but you do need to keep those in your bag because there's going to come times where maybe the area to put a stamp on a document isn't big enough for you to place your stamp. You can just attach an acknowledgement, or maybe, I really can't think of a instance right off the top of my head at the moment, but there's going to become times where you're going to have to attach acknowledgement. Maybe there is no notarial wording on the document. So you would need to find out if you're going to do an acknowledgement or jurat for that document and attach that. When I say attach it, do not staple it. You can use a paper clip, but most recorders' offices do not like to see documents with a stapled acknowledgement or jurat. There's two different types of acknowledgements you guys can use. This is the, if you feel like you're just, especially if you're attaching it to a blank document that doesn't have any notarial wording at all, I like this one because you can do the notarization up top, but then it has additional optional information that you can add to us, like what type of document is it, how many pages, what's the document date. That way nobody can actually attach that acknowledgement to some other document and try and pull the wool over the recorder's eyes or anybody else. So I like that. We got the signing agent code of conduct. If you're not already a notary signing agent, you can go through the notary signing agent code of conduct, and then you would sign up at signingagent.com to get your notary signing agent designation. Through my experience, even after you get that designation, most people still don't understand exactly what it is or how to do an actual loan signing. So that's what I'm here for, is to help you guys out with that. But like I said, there's all kinds of great resources here. So download that notice of right to cancel rescission calendar. That's a great tool to have. Looking through my notary bag here, and I'm gonna stop sharing my screen again. See what other fun things I've got. So one of the little tips of the trade that I really want to tell you guys about is when you get your commission, and maybe you've already gotten it, you can petition to the Secretary of State to have a stamp production certificate. And because I recommend having 2 stamps. I keep one in my bag with me, and the other one I keep locked in my trunk in my little black box that I'm going to show you guys here a little bit later. And that's because maybe I accidentally left my stamp at my last signing's kitchen table. I was in a hurry and I left it. And you know what? I'll admit, I've actually done that a couple times in my 16, 20 plus years of being a loan signing agent. So it saved the day for me when I knew that I had my backup stamp after I got to my next signings home, and I looked in my bag and I'm like, oh crap, where's my stamp at? So keep a backup, have another one made if you're still pretty early in your commission, so that will never happen to you. Otherwise, it's no fun having to explain to the client that you don't have your notary stamp with you. You've got to run back and get it. Another little thing I like is I had this stamp made. Now I did what a lot of people tell you not to do, and that is use your full name on your notary commission. Michael John Rutkowski II. Imagine if you had to do that on 16 acknowledgements and jurats and a loan package, because it was husband and wife, and the lender had each separate acknowledgement or jurat on every document you had to notarize. And you had to write out Michael John Rutkowski II, notary public, on every single one of them. Your hand would get really tired. So you can go to Amazon.com. I believe there's also a resource link to purchase that through signaturesignings.com on our website, and you would just have the stamp made. I think this cost me like $7 or $8, and it's going to save you so much time when you guys are notarizing. So I highly recommend getting that done. Obviously, we have the thumb printer. If you're in California or some other state that has some required notarial writing, I just went and bought a stamp, and I also have this stamp for sale at signaturescience.com, which has the California notarial writing on it. So if you receive an acknowledgement or jurat in a loan package that doesn't have the California notarial writing, you just stamp it on the acknowledgement or jurat, and boom, you're good to go. Super easy. Obviously, you want to keep a bunch of pins. One thing I like to do is I keep this tiny little stapler because I will staple my business card to the copy package. So I'll just grab my business card out. I'll staple it to the copy package because a lot of times people will remember, hey, that notary that did our loan signing, he was a good guy or a great lady, and we should call him to come back and notarize our living trust or our commercial loan documents, or I'll tell you what, just through this stupid little stapler and those cheap little business cards, I've made thousands of dollars on repeat business because somebody remembered me and I had left my information behind with their copy package. I like to use these little alcohol wipes. I like to at least offer it to them. I can buy them online or Costco at the pharmacy. They're just a little alcohol wipes you use to clean your hands or after they give you a shot, and it's good on taking the ink off if you don't use an inkless one. I always like to keep a pair of reading glasses. I don't wear glasses prescription wise, but every now and then I have a bad day. I'm getting up there. I'm close to 50 now. And so I'll keep some glasses in here if I'm having a bad day and a hard time just reading somebody's driver's license. I like keeping, it's called Sort Quick. And, for those days where you have extra dry hands and you just can't get through the papers fast enough, you're having a hard time separating, you just put a little bit of this on your fingertips and it really helps with being able to separate the pages so you can make sure that you're not missing any pages as you're flipping through them all. And the last thing I like to do is keep a little Post-it pad in my bag. Every now and then a situation comes up with a document and I just need to maybe leave a little note behind to the escrow officer. So when they flip past that page or to the lender, they have an idea of what's going on. Because it's often difficult to remember every single detail about a signing, especially if you're doing 4 or 5 signings in the afternoon and day and you don't have a chance to return them until the next day. You can leave little notes behind about that. Also, in a little plastic baggie here, I keep extra ink for my stamps. Those things start to dry out after a while, and eventually you may start to get called back to restamp an acknowledgement or a jurat because the ink's not dark enough. So buy a little tiny bottle of the refillable ink, and that way you can just ink up your stamp. I'll kind of coach you guys through this because I've actually had people call me or reach out asking, how do I refill my stamp? So if you have the traditional self-inking stamps, you're just going to gently push down on it halfway and it slides right out. The ink pad does. Just like that. So then you just drop several drops of ink on the pad here and you place it back in. You just have to, kind of slightly push it down, slide it back in. And probably want to do it upside down so that the ink doesn't drip out. And boom, you're good to go. Easy breezy. So now all this stuff is pretty self-explanatory, I would think. Most of you probably already have this stuff, but there probably are a few little things in here that I've gone over that you probably haven't done before. Also, maybe some of the little sticky tabs here you can keep on there. I know, especially when you guys are new, a lot of you like to use sticky tabs to highlight every single signature line for the first several signings. Eventually, you're going to want to get away from that. You'll become a professional, I promise, after you've done it several times. This stuff is, repetition is the mother of skill. The more times you do something over and over and over again, the better you're going to become at doing it. And so eventually you're just going to get to the point where these documents are ingrained in your brain. You're going to know exactly where every signature is on every single line. And it's just going to save you a bunch of time and energy. And, if you have time ahead of time, just kind of go through and review the package really quick. I remember stopping into the fast food restaurants if I was like a half hour ahead of time before my signings back in the day. And, just review the documents and really get familiar with the situation and what they're going to be signing, and kind of just talk through my head how I'm going to explain certain documents if it's something I hadn't seen before, so that I'm not looking like I'm not confident at the signing. One of the biggest things you guys are going to learn, if you're not already a veteran signing agent, is the least, as if your lack of confidence is definitely going to translate into a much longer signing. I hear people doing an hour and a half or 2 hour signings, and that's because you're not quite knowledgeable enough. And I understand, I get it. That's why we have these trainings. That's why I'm working on creating a training course so that you guys can become proficient and knowledgeable and being able to explain and understand these documents. And we'll get through all that over time. I can't do it all in one day, obviously, but becoming proficient in this stuff is definitely going to boost up your confidence. And confidence comes from competence. And so take some extra time and just review the documents ahead of time so that you can burn through that signing. Usually a half hour, 45 minutes tops for most signings is about if it's a buyer. I would say maybe an hour if you're with a real timid or maybe analytical type person that's a first time home buyer. That could definitely take you up to an hour, but usually you shouldn't be in their home for more than that amount of time for any loan package. All right. So that's what I keep in my bag. Now I'm gonna grab this box here. And bear with me for a second. I'm gonna just kind of take my camera here and show it to you. So as you can see, it's a regular standard folder size, legal size folder, and I keep some stuff in here. I used to keep, documents that I had to sign and documents that I did sign in separate folders here, but it honestly became burdensome. So now I also have a crate that I keep in my trunk that I just throw my documents into. In fact, while I'm here, I might as well just do a little housekeeping and get rid of this stuff because it is annoying to have to deal with. I like to pick up my checks from my title companies, and I don't want to lose them. So I'll put my checks in these folders here. And the reason I like to pick up my checks from the title company is because it allows me more face time with my clients. So you guys get the gist of the box here. I'm going to show you what's in it all here right now, but I just kind of wanted to showcase that to you. I'm going to turn my camera here because it's hard to sit down and go over this stuff with you guys. Bear with me for just a moment. All right. So in my little box here, as I said, I like to keep a few things, and this is really more about creating the rapport with your clients. So I always like to keep thank you cards with the envelopes in one of these folders here. And this is every now and then I've got clients that go above and beyond for me. They're giving me business, and I just want to show my appreciation to them. And nothing is better than just receiving a handwritten card from someone saying thank you. And people are not going to remember what you say. They're never going to remember what you do, but they're always going to remember how you make them feel. And that's how you create real rapport and relationships. And so these thank you cards are a great way to do that. Another thing that I do, I keep it in the same folder is, I want to build real relationships with my clients, but in the beginning, I don't know when their birthdays are. I don't know when their anniversaries are or any of that stuff. And, you know how it is in the corporate world. If you're walking in to meet with clients at the title companies, they like to dress up each individual person's cubicle on their birthday. So if I walk in and I see balloons and streamers at a specific individual's cubicle for their birthday, I'll walk right back out and I will grab a birthday card and I'll just write something nice in it. It doesn't have to be a lot if you don't have a personal relationship with them. But I'll tell you what, the fact that you're walking in with a birthday card, nobody else is, that's a signing agent that they work with, they're going to remember that and they're going to appreciate that. Another thing that I do, and you can start out small and work your way up, but I keep little $5, $10 Starbucks gift cards. I've got some $25 ice cream. This is Cold Stone for those of you that have Cold Stone in your area. I've got some $50 Pizza Kitchen, Flame and Fire, $50. I like to buy these at Costco because you can get $100 worth for usually $70. So I'm saving $30 off of $100 worth of gift cards, which is pretty awesome. So to those clients that really use me a lot, and I just want to show my appreciation to them, or it's their birthday, if they're giving me a significant amount of business, I'll give them a $50 gift card. And but it doesn't have to be extravagant, you guys. Like I said, it's not what you do, it's not what you say. It's definitely about how you make them feel. So even a nice little gesture of $5, something like that. I also like to, I have these, let me find them. I think I pulled them out and put them in the back of my car, but let me look. They're in the back of my seat, rather. Hold on just a second. I'm sure I have them in here somewhere. Well, I can't find them in right now, but I made some stickers with my logo. It says signature signings. Thank you for your business, with our little feather logo. If you guys are interested in having some of those, being that you're going to be an affiliate with Signature Signings, if you choose to be as part of our network, I like to buy, I love Costco. I'll go to Costco and I'll buy a case of energy drinks, Red Bulls or Rock Stars, whatever it is, Monsters. And I will put my stickers on those energy drinks and just place a few of them in their refrigerator in their kitchen. A lot of my clients, I have real good rapport with them now. And from that, I can pretty much have free roam of their office. I will go and walk into their kitchen. I can help myself to a water every now and then, or a soda. They often offer me, whatever's in the refrigerator. If they have a potluck or something like that, they'll tell me about it and I can bring something. But once you get to that level, help yourself into the kitchen, leave some Rock Stars or whatever behind. I'm not going to lie. I even buy a bottle of Tito's vodka once a month, and I put it in their refrigerator with my little sticker on it, because, Friday afternoon comes around, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and they're in weekend mode and they're starting to shut down. Some of my clients like to partake in a drink or two before they go home. And it kind of just loosens up the mood and lets your clients know that, you're not always all business. This is truly a business about creating rapport and ultimately becoming friends with these people. And over the years, I've been able to establish rapport with people that I truly want to do business with, and actually have made them part of my lives as my friends as well. And so that's really exciting to know that this business has allowed me the opportunity to make new relationships and new friends in my life. It's not always just about business. So I like to use those stickers. I keep that extra stamp in here that I was telling you guys about. So I still have it brand new in the box right here, as I mentioned, in case the other one were to break or I left it at a signing on accident. So I always have my backup. And I always keep backup journals as well in here in case I leave my journal somewhere. I can start a new one without having to go back and waste people's time or my time. And so it's always good to keep a couple spare journals in here. Also, you may get close to filling up, or maybe you do fill up your journal and you need to have a backup to start your new journaling. You've got one or two in your trunk for later. Let's see here. I like to keep a folder for business receipts. If I'm buying lunches or donuts or whatever it is, I'm buying, my notary stamps or my journals. I can keep a little folder with all my business receipts for tax purposes. That's pretty much the gist of what I keep in my little black box. I also keep some envelopes where I can put the documents in an envelope and drop it through the night slots. You don't want to drop the documents through the night slots without being in an envelope, because potentially they could rip as they're going through the mail slot or whatever. So anyways, that's about the gist of it. Those are things that I do to help save time and create rapport with my clients. Based off of everything I've gone over, does anybody have anything that maybe they do that we could potentially learn from? A little trick of the trade or tool that would help make our lives easier? Just jump on out. Let's hear it. Anyone? Bueller? No? All right. Well, anybody have anything they want to say? I see some stuff in chat here. Let's take a look at all right. What do we got? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Brandon Science here. What's the minimum score to pass the quiz? The minimum score, I believe, is 70%. What's that? 27 questions, I believe. So I don't remember what the math is on that, but I believe I have it set at 70%. Some signing companies do not like that. I'm not sure what that's talking about right there. Oh yeah, I've seen the ones with the wheels. I bought one of those, but I never pull my black box out. I'm just looking at people's comments right now. Trig asked how do I recommend packaging the documents back to title in a folder, just the docs? Maybe in the beginning when you're trying to build rapport with your clients, you may want to dress it up a little bit just to, we're always marketing ourselves. We're branding ourselves. And so if you have something that you can dress up with the documents to just help your clients remember who you are. I've even heard people say that notaries have sprayed a little hint of perfume on the cover page of the documents, just so that when they receive them, they get this little kind of sense of, oh, like, wow, that smells nice. And people make little subconscious associations to things like that. So I thought I've never done that before, but I've heard people do that. So there's a little trick that some of you might be able to use to help build a positive association when you're dropping documents off to a title company. I've seen people actually make real professional folders that they can recycle. The clients will give them back these nice folders, and then they can return the future documents back in the same folder again with their name and their contact information and logo and stuff like that. So that's definitely something that people do. Oh, all right. Some companies don't like passing your business card to the signer. That's a good point. You know what? The signer is not the client of the signing service. The title company is the client of the signing service. Me as a signing service, I personally don't have any problem with you leaving your business card with the signers. What I would have a problem with was if you were soliciting my client that is representing the signers, the lender, the realtor, the escrow officer, the title company. Those are the people that I really have. I feel like you're encroaching. I worked hard to build that relationship. But honestly, I have no relation with the signers whatsoever. So in my mind, I'd be more than happy with knowing that you guys are getting those opportunities. Now, I'm only speaking for myself and signature signings. So you may want to take that into consideration, but I don't believe I have any clauses or anything about somebody soliciting the signer with your business card. There's nothing wrong with that in my book. What I do have a problem with is I had not too long ago, and I mentioned this in a previous Zoom, was that one notary had negotiated a fee with me and signature signings to go out, get the client signed, and drive documents all the way back to the title company, which was a distance away. But they promised they were going to get the documents back to title, and it got too late for the notary and she didn't want to do it. And the signers offered her $200 to take the documents back, and she accepted that after she had already negotiated with me a fee to bring the documents back that evening to the title company. So that I was not happy with. I blacklisted her. I thought it was highly unethical. Do not take any money from your client, from the signers, if you've been contracted to do that job through a signing service. That's highly unethical in my opinion. And if I found out about that, I would never want to do business with you again. My own personal experiences there. Let's see here. What else do we got here? Lots of tips for getting assignments. I've talked about this before, but some of the biggest tips I've given out for trying to get assignments, especially through signing services, is to build your numbers up. Last week and the week before, I believe we talked about your notary profile and what it looks like from a signing service perspective. And obviously we want to hire people that have experience. And that means for you, especially if you're brand new starting out, not profiling any opportunities. Telling yourself that you're not getting paid enough or it's too far away. You know what? Nobody's going to want to work with you if your numbers aren't up. So I would want to see that you have real experience. And from a profile, from your profile on the signing agent side, I can see how many signings you've done through the platform and how many people have left you positive or negative feedback. I would also, when you work with a signing service, solicit a positive feedback. If you think you did a good job, ask the signing service, hey, would you mind leaving positive feedback on my profile for me? And that's going to make signing services like me want to do more business with you. So if you see a signing opportunity for $30 and you feel like that's not enough, but you don't have any experience under your belt on your profile, I would take the signing. In the beginning, you may feel like it's not enough money for you, but that's the cost of learning. That's the cost of building your business. Is if it's not going to be financially, it's going to be through time and effort. So those are things that I would do for signing service to build direct business, to build up, to get more assignments directly. If you're trying to build direct business, which is what I highly recommend, I would try and get away from working with signing services. But when you're brand new, I understand, that's where you're going to get your opportunities. But walking into title companies, escrow companies, building relationships with realtors and lenders, a cup of coffee is the most it would take. I buy $5 boxes of pastries from the local grocery store, and I walk them into the title company, put my business card on top, and introduce myself, and I'll do that once a week until people remember me. So those are the things I do to get in with title companies and signing services. Let's see. Can the signer request a notary if they know one with the title company? Most definitely. Most definitely. The only thing about that is most companies, title and escrow companies, won't work with you unless you've been approved through their company. So if you ever encounter a situation like that, Signature Signings allows you to use our relationship with the title and escrow company, where we can send that opportunity to you through you. And we just charge $50 for that. If you're not affiliated with the title company, but somebody's referring that you do their signing with that title company, but you're not approved with them, most likely Signature Signings is. And so we can get you that opportunity. And then we just charge $50 to run that through our signing service. Otherwise, you would have to go through a lengthy process to get approved with the signing service or with the title company or escrow company directly. And if you're not on their list, they won't work with you, unfortunately. So you're going to want to start walking in the title and escrow companies and asking them, how do I get approved?
Hey,
How do I get on your approval list?
here.
Hey guys, if you could make sure you're muted, please. Please, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, one of the things that happens when you take your vetting quiz with Signature Signings is we get you approved with Fidelity. Now, most title companies require you to have $100,000 of E&O insurance, and Fidelity, I know for a fact, requires you to have 2 years of experience to work directly with them. But if you get vetted through us, then we can get you approved with Fidelity through us. And that helps save you some time until you get that. It's a little loophole that you guys could use until you get your 2-year experience. And I can honestly tell you, Fidelity is one of our biggest clients. So you're going to want to get Fidelity approved through Signature Signings to perform signings for us, because if you're not, we can't send them to you. Every signing agent that Fidelity wants us to hire out has to be Fidelity approved through us. And so we can get you that paperwork once you pass the vetting quiz, and we can get you verified as Fidelity approved. So what time is it here? It's 9:50. I usually don't go longer than an hour on this. I'm going to try and answer some more questions here for you. How many signings logged before getting more particular or negotiating? You know, that's different for everybody. It's really hard to say, Trig. It's a good question, but it really just depends on the person who's doing the hiring. And, everybody has different, learning curves. And so I'd say for me, I mean, it was about a year for me of just doing straight signing service work until I was able to build real strong rapport with title and escrow officers to start getting regular business from them. So for me, I don't know how many signings that was. It could have been 1,000. Who knows? It's really hard to say about that. But like I've told some of you guys before, if you've tuned in, when I'm not doing signings, I'm out marketing for them. That means filling out applications with every signing service. That means walking into every title and escrow company within a 5 or 10 mile radius of you. If you live in a congested area like I do, there's tons of them. And if I'm not out doing signings, I'm knocking on doors between 8 and 5, which are the standard working hours for title and escrow. And I'm introducing myself and I'm following up. You're hardly ever going to get an opportunity just walking in one time and introducing yourself. It's about building that rapport. Like I said, the more times you do something over and over and over again, the better you become at it. Well, the more times you walk in and show your face to somebody, the more they're going to start to remember who you are as well. So most money and most relationships are built through the follow-up. So stay consistent, be persistent about wanting, showing that you really want to know who they are and work for them. And eventually they're going to start giving you chances, especially if it's end of the month when they start to get really busy. They may have an opportunity for you that may be a little bit further away or later at night than you would like. But if you're trying to build these relationships, the last thing I'd ever want to do is say no to them. Donna, I mean, that's a tough one starting out brand new, you're a rookie, you got to pay your dues. I would start. One of the things that I've also done in the beginning was I solicited myself to hospitals, especially rehabilitation hospitals or rehab clinics, places where maybe somebody is laid up from an accident or something like that. Just about every hospital has that area in their hospital. You'd want to go in and ask for what's called a social worker or an ombudsman, and you'd want to give them your business card, because a lot of times when these people are laid up for weeks or months recovering from an accident or injury, they need to get power of attorney signs for their family members to negotiate or handle their financial affairs. And so I used to get a lot of work through hospitals doing stuff like that. Also retirement homes, retirement communities, where maybe a spouse has passed away and the other spouse is now living in a retirement community because he or she can't manage the home by themselves. That's a great place to get living trust or home sale transactions. I've done a lot of home sale transactions and living trusts at retirement facilities as well. So I'd definitely be walking into places like that are in your community for sure, to start getting opportunities and experience. Tanya, so you have to have 2 years experience to become Fidelity approved. That is correct. If you want to become Fidelity approved directly with Fidelity, yes, you have to have 2 years of experience and carry I believe it's $100,000 of E&O insurance. If you're not in your 2 years, then you can become Fidelity approved under Signature Signings. Through our platform, you just have to pass our vetting quiz and we'll get you that paperwork. And then you can become Fidelity approved under us. And then in your area, you can start actually soliciting yourself to Fidelity. And until you get that 2 year mark, you would have to send your signing opportunities through us and we would assign them to you. And like I said, we charge $50 per signing to facilitate that for you. But that's kind of the loophole that we have that would allow you to do that. What's the best place to get market updates? Well, I'm not a lender. I would definitely, there's obviously Bloomberg and all those channels on TV, CNN and all that. I would talk to maybe build a relationship with a mortgage lender and talk to them on a weekly basis. Like, hey, what's the market like? And build rapport, because that's ultimately going to allow you to hopefully get signing opportunities through them. I often ask real estate professionals, realtors and lenders, who's your preferred signing agent? And they always say, I don't have one. 99% of the time, that's the case. And so I asked them, well, you work so hard for your client to get them this loan, and it's been 2 months, and are you going to be at the signing? Most likely not. 90% of the time, lenders and realtors don't show up to their signings. Like, would it be great to have rapport with someone that is going to be there representing your clients at the final moment? And that way, if there are any questions or concerns or anything, I can vouch for you. I can speak highly of you. and I can just reaffirm to them that they made the right decision working with you as a professional. And they actually appreciate that. And I'm very communicative with them too. I'll text them and let them know, hey, I just picked up docs from title. Hey, the appointment's been confirmed for this day and this time. The signing just got completed. These are some of the questions or the concerns that the signer had in case you want to address it in further detail with them. And I also let them know that the documents have been dropped off. So they appreciate that stuff too. Hey, look who just tuned in. Is that Rachel Chisenhall?
Hi.
Hey, everyone. This is Rachel. So I'm going to be posting some questions on our group thread a little bit later today. Rachel actually sent me these questions. Rachel's an LLMFT, I like to call her. It's actually LMFT, but it's a licensed, and I throw in life, family, marriage therapist. And so she helps out a lot of our members with just the kind of mindset that you guys need to have to be entrepreneurs. If you guys haven't seen my little picture on the wall, mindset is everything in this business. And so I can help give you the tools and the resources and give you some insight on my mindset. But Rachel, being a licensed therapist, likes to go into more detail about that stuff. And we have great conversations about it with our members. And she actually there's actually a link on the members area of signaturescience.com called Rachel's Corner. And that's where you can get all the resources and everything you need to get in touch with Rachel if you want some one-on-one mentoring time about mindset. And so anyways, I'm going to be asking some questions online later on, and I want some great feedback from you guys because we're going to be featuring Rachel next week and going over some of the questions that we're asking online so that she can help address that stuff with us. So thank you for doing that, Rach.
Of course, always.
So, all right, guys, I think we're at our limit here. It's 10 o'clock. So, you can always email me, mike@signaturesignings.com. You can also just go to signaturesignings.com. If you go all the way down to the very bottom of the page, there's a contact form where you can put in your name, address, email address, telephone number, whatever, type your question that you have or concern, and I can reach out to you when I have a moment to get back to you on that. You guys will probably be dealing with my admin, Tara. She can work on getting you Fidelity approved. If you take the test and you pass it, give her a day or so because she's overwhelmed with applications. Also, Fidelity only allows us to process 5 approval applications per day. So if we're getting 20 of them a day, it's going to take us 5 days to get all those, or 4 days rather, to get all those approved for you guys. So bear with her. Happy to have you guys here. I'm excited about building this network with all of you, and share all this with your other notary friends. Let's get, like I said, this isn't about Signature Signings as a signing service. A signing service is just a tool and a resource to get you guys more signing opportunities and help guide you in the right direction to become self-sufficient, create opportunities, more opportunity than you can handle, so that you can share it with the network, just like I've been able to do for all of you. So have a great week, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week, Tuesday, 9 a.m. Toodaloo. Bye.